This has always been fundamentally a very European event, which people in Asia or the Americas didn't even know about. Now with the news of Australia participating, Australia initiating an Asian Pacific Song Contest, that obviously makes people wonder outside of Europe, hey, maybe this is something interesting, maybe this is something we have to look into.
All right, so Armenia last year did a song that basically took Turkey to task for genocide. Arguably not, but that was, I think, the intent. Ukraine this year is pointing out what Russia/Soviet Union did to the Tatars in Crimea. So when does a song become too political to be in the contest? And I like the fact that both those were in. They're both beautiful songs. I think they were great. I agree with the decision EBU made, but I was just wondering, what's too political?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question, and I'm happy you asked, because I'd like to point out two things to make things clear to the fans out there. First of all, what is political is always a subjective decision. There's no clear line, there's always going to be a gray zone. Secondly, it's not the decision of the EBU to make, to say this is political and this is not. That's a decision by the reference group, and the reference group consists of 8 people, one of them from the EBU, one chairman, and then you have the elected members and the former executive producers and the executive producer of the upcoming contest. So they are representatives from the member broadcasters. They come together, look at these lyrics, and then take a decision after a very thorough discussion about what is political and what is not. So it's really in the hands of the participating broadcasters to make that judgment call, because it is a call of judgment, and it's not always an easy one to make.
Okay. Is Australia permanent?
Australia's participation has been confirmed for 2016. What happens beyond that is yet to be decided. Now, obviously, when SBS would be able to pull it off and do a Eurovision Song Contest kind of event in the Asian Pacific region, that could obviously impact the Eurovision Song Contest as well. Whether they would, for example, participate in that event instead of the Eurovision Song Contest, they could participate in both. There's already been some speculations online about the winner of that Asian Pacific Song Contest going to the Eurovision Song Contest as a representative of the region. All these things are possible, and that's the great thing of opening up for a country like Australia to participate in the Eurovision Song Contest as well. So every option is open for the future, and I think it will depend a lot on whether SBS can actually pull it off to make this Asia Pacific Song Contest happen.
So what about a North American one where the top entry from here gets to go also?
Well, it would be fantastic if the concept of the song contest can spread to different continents. You can imagine a battle between the states in the USA. You can imagine this being something that resonates with South American audiences. So there's a lot of opportunity there, but there has to be fundamentally interest from broadcasters to actually put this on air and make sure it works for their specific audience. Australia had a 30-year build-up period to build the brand, to make audiences familiar with the concept, which we don't think is something you can just do overnight. But it's a decision that the EBU, the reference group, even the TV committee didn't take lightly. It took a lot of consideration, a lot of debate, also because it requires a rule change, it requires a lot of legal procedures, it requires everyone to be on board with the idea, and obviously the Australians had to know what responsibilities come with participating. One of them, obviously, being if you win, you will have to host it. And then it posed some practical challenges which had to be solved first. So this was something that had been in the pipeline for a long time, but it took time to iron these things out.
Do you have anything starting to happen elsewhere?
Well, what you see now is that the buzz is definitely spreading, because this has always been fundamentally a very European event, which people in Asia or the Americas didn't even know about. Now with the news of Australia participating, Australia initiating an Asian Pacific Song Contest, that obviously makes people wonder outside of Europe, hey, maybe this is something interesting, maybe this is something we have to look into. So yes, there is definitely interest from all over the world, but nothing concrete and definitely nothing that will materialize this year.
Security, with the stuff that just happened in Brussels and everything else, and us Americans are being told, don't go to big festivals and don't go where there's large crowds, and that so what's going to be done to make it secure?
Well, obviously the terrible events that happened in Brussels, but also in Istanbul and in Paris, remind us how important it is to focus on safety and security. For the Eurovision Song Contest, that is nothing new. I think we have to go back to 2001, the events that happened in the United States, that really changed the perception on security at big events. So for many years already, those of you who go to the Eurovision Song Contest know we have airport-style security. You have to go through metal detectors. There's a lot of visible as well as invisible security measures in place. So the recent events, although they remind us of the importance of security, doesn't change how seriously we take security, because it has already been a topic very high up on the agenda. One of the first things that happens when a city gets awarded the honor to host the Eurovision Song Contest, they assemble a team of people that is specifically responsible for security, and this involves all the aspects of a security apparatus in a city and in a country. And those people spend almost a year to get to a solid security plan that meets all the requirements and assessments of the authorities. What these exact measures are, again, I cannot go into detail there, but obviously these are topics that everyone, as very high up on the agenda, takes very seriously. And as I said, there are every year security measures, both visible as well as invisible, and Stockholm will also have all these security measures in place.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say for everybody out there in wiwibloggs land?
Well, I think wiwibloggs is doing a great job. It really it's really growing quickly, and it seems you have a great following. You're doing really fun content, a lot of tongue-in-cheek, which we on the official website could never do. But keep up the good work, definitely. And we're looking forward to see you in Stockholm. The Swedish colleagues have some really great things in the pipeline for this year's Song Contest. It's going to be a fantastic show, fresh, modern, appealing to a young audience, and we know that there are a lot of delegations at the moment working on amazing acts. So I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to see what they all put together, and can't wait to see all of you in Stockholm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it also.